In this video, I wanted to go over some of the gotchas with Stride because a lot of people have recently come over from Unity to Stride. And there are a few things I've seen that can really screw over a project if you're not used to the structure that Stride uses. In a lot of ways, Stride is similar to Unity, but in the way that it uses its file structure is a bit different. So it treats everything as if it were a solution file for .NET. So if you have ever worked with Xamarin or WPF or something like that, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just going to create a demo example here just to quickly go over what the problem is. I'm going to do this because habit, but whatever. And you have a resources folder that contains everything, but you have to move your source files into that resources folder so you can reference it from anywhere. Stride treats it the same way as that. So all of these files here are just assets. This procedural model is built in, so we're not going to worry about any of these. But if I go ahead and grab an OBJ from my downloads folder and I import that model, I'm just going to do the default import. So I have all my settings here. If I go to my Stride project now, I can open the folder, show and explore, and I go here, you'll see that everything is a Stride specific file. These are all just YAML files. So, one thing I got to do first is got to save it. And then if I go back to here, we should now see there's a hallway.dskel. Anyway, Stride skeleton. And there's a 3D model. If I open this 3D model, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So if I go ahead and open this folder, open this project within Visual Studio, the project structure, like I was saying before, is the same as WPF. So you have your resources folder. So the only thing we actually have in this project technically is the default skybox texture. All of our assets, like the hallway here, if we open this one up, it expects to find this under this folder here. If you back this file up and move it onto Git, and then you try to pull it onto another computer, it won't be able to find that file, and you'll probably be pretty angry because if you deleted that file because you thought Stride imported it, it didn't. So what I recommend you do is in your resources folder, I would grab your file, wherever I put it here. I would grab your file, drag it into resources, and now we have, yeah, that's fine. It's just an OBJ. And now we have it within our project properly. And then we have to go back into Stride, go to our asset, and we'll have to change this source to be our, so in my game 2, now we can reference the file, the source file under objects, and it should work fine. So now if we back this up within Git, we have our hallway OBJ saved for future use. And this is another point I wanted to bring up, is that everything is just C#. The project structure is just a bunch of NuGet references. So all of the Stride Engine packages are right here under your packages. So if you wanted to add more, you could just by managing NuGet dependencies. If you go to the browse feature here and you type in Stride, you should find a ton extra resources. I think one of the common ones people will use is probably audio, which I thought was default, but I guess it's not. As well as rendering, and there's also one for voxel, which is used for voxel lighting that you need to install. So that's the importance of that. The final thing I wanted to talk about is the issue with Stride serialization. So people will often try to create an entire class, they try to go back into the Stride engine, and nothing starts building. The reason that happens is because you're trying, usually anyway, is because you're trying to reference a script that has invalid serialization properties or fields. So we'll just create a test here. Idarin from the Discord created a handy little quick test script in one of the issues. So we'll call this test class. We'll just do that. We will copy Idarin's example here, rename that to test, because just make sure that stays the same. There we go. So this should not be allowed to be serialized. Why is this complaining? It's not an abstract member. Okay, fine. I can just do a startup script. Um, and what do you? Oh, it's Copilot. And if we save this, we can see if we go back to Stride, and immediately you'll see it failed to build the package. And that's because of this issue here with serialization. It usually tells you exactly where or which script is causing this problem. I can also check in. Oh, there we go, in the green text here. So we can see here, could not process serialization for member, and it's the list that we created in the class mygame2, the namespace mygame2 with the class B. So it's failing because it can't serialize this class here. So yeah, those are the main things. I just wanted to get a video out now because primarily that first issue is the biggest one because you can lose months of progress if you don't know how the structure works. So that was the most important thing for me to get out there. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll answer them as soon as I can. I am in the Discord pretty consistently under the tag Simba, so feel free to message me there as well if you need to. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.